What should I say? I said sorry like 12 times, but the dead guy in the woods was still my best find. I've been sitting here defending now for hours. I need a break, baby, let me sleep a few hours. When you ask me my opinion, your children's souls in my dominion. You see, you don't need math or division. My scheme ain't that difficult. Give me some views. Media, what you tryna do? Cause I ain't got a clue. Don't make me kill myself too. Cause I'm hungrier than you. I just wanna get some views, but why are you stopping me, dude? Why are you such a dumb rat? Maybe cause I like the traction. What the fuck is wrong with that? Oh, and here's a random fact. I still joked about that dead guy and I didn't take it back.
Hello everybody, it is TNM Ultimo here, and I am here with another episode of the Addicted podcast. Totally not a rip-off of the Baited Codcast. I love the cod. We're going to call it a codcast from now on. So I'm joined once again, of course, by Tareka Syndrome, or Tarek.
Hello.
And I'm also joined by our new, not Vengeon co-host, Joe.
Good day.
Good day. So just before we actually get into it, we actually have a fucking sponsor. So this is FameBit by YouTube. So that technically means being sponsored by YouTube. Okay, fuck my life. So finding paid sponsorships has never been easier. FameBit is the premium marketplace for creators to find sponsorship opportunities and earn money from creating and distributing great content. So if you're looking for a good way to get yourself out there in the YouTube niche or market, go to famebit.com/creators, and unfortunately we don't have a code yet, but we're working on that. So if you couldn't have already guessed by the title, and I guess what everyone is talking about on YouTube, Logan Paul fucked up. So I'm gonna just make my point first about the whole situation, and then I'm going to let Tarek respond and then Joe respond, and we'll keep on going from there. So, for those of you that don't know what happened, Logan Paul essentially went to the Japanese suicide forest, did a vlog, didn't blur enough a dead body, showed its hands purple. He literally and laughed about, made death jokes in front of the guy who hung himself, and made a ton of hypocritical points about, that basically you could, criticize him for not putting the camera down. So, out of the two Paul brothers, I kind of considered Logan to be the more mature and child-friendly, I guess, and overall intelligent of the two brothers. I even like some of his music, even though it's complete garbage. And I personally consider some of his videos, such as about that vlog life, which he basically documents 100 days of recording, very appealing, as it gives a good insight into the development of a popular YouTuber. But I guess in this case now, Logan kind of decided to pull a Yu-Gi-Oh! Backfire card. It's fucked up for multiple reasons, right? I'll list 2 points and then I'll let you speak, Tarek, and then Joe. So firstly, he uses a dead man who hanged himself, potentially hours before they found him, in the thumbnail to gain traction. Now, I know the video isn't monetized, but if you consider the merch he's selling and the reception to that video on his next one, he might as well monetize it. And secondly, he literally cold open shows a man who hung himself with barely any censorship, his hand's literally purple, which in itself is kind of fucked up. You'd think he'd be smart enough to walk away after that, but then he makes a joke about being next to a dead guy for the first time. So those are my 2 opening points. Tarek, how about you?
So I think it was pretty fucked up about how he, recorded it and then didn't edit it out or anything. I understand it was, an accident that he found it, right?
Yeah. But the intention, I doubt...
It wasn't fixed, right?
It wasn't
fixed. They didn't plant a dead body there or anything.
No, but I think they went in there knowing that they'd come across one, is my idea.
Alright, and the fact... Okay, so if they, let's say that they didn't know that there was a dead body and they were just vlogging. It was pretty stupid because everyone knows people go to that forest to commit suicide. But anyways, if they find it, the dead body by mistake, alright, that's fine. Then they should, keep it out and they shouldn't record it. But then if they knowingly know that body was there, and they still go and record it and then make dead jokes about that guy killing himself, that's fucked.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. It's pretty disgraceful considering he's the most heavily marketed guy, I guess, on YouTube at the moment. Like, literally in YouTube Rewind, it all builds up to the Paul brothers as if they're like the best thing to have ever existed. So I think this is quite a slap in the face on YouTube's part. So how about you, Joe? Because I know that you only just became kind of aware of a lot of the information surrounding this. So what exactly is, I guess, your take on it?
My take is just like, I don't think so. To say that he came across, like he went into the forest and expecting to see a dead body, I don't really think he wanted to. I'm going to give him like the benefit of the doubt that maybe it was a complete accident. But like, to the extent of like filming the body and all that, you definitely have to be very conscious of like the entire situation there.
Yes, especially when you have one of the biggest child-friendly audiences on the planet. I mean, it's very well established that we don't just call Jake Paul's fans 8-year-olds. They literally are 8-year-olds. They attend, they hang outside his house and quote his songs. Yeah, so it is quite appalling. Is that a pun? Is that a pun? Appalling?
I get it.
I get it. It's the Paul brother. But I personally actually find myself the whole situation extremely ironic and kind of funny to a degree, but only out of the reception that Logan's received, right? So Logan has acclaimed himself for being like an entrepreneur, a hustler, and basically a general idol. But by filming a man who's committed suicide, laughing at him, choosing to upload it, and also showing graphic content to his below-teen audience, he's kind of lost most of his street credit, right? And also, it's kind of a shame for YouTube as well, especially since Logan and Jake are arguably the most, as I mentioned before, marketable and advertiser-friendly faces on YouTube at the moment. And so it isn't so it isn't just a fucked up thing for Logan. It's a fucked up thing for both of the Paul brothers, all of the vloggers, and all of YouTube as a whole. And I wouldn't be surprised if Logan didn't get put into the next YouTube Rewind. You know?
Let's talk about how YouTube didn't. The video got flagged and YouTube didn't do anything, and then PewDiePie made a video like basically insulting Logan for it, and then his video got flagged and taken down.
He made like a 10-second meme about Logan Paul, which was pretty great. I'm not gonna lie, it was like
yeah, I agree.
It was like walked in the woods, but then they put found a dead guy hanging in the forest. But yeah, I did find it kind of fucked up. What I found quite interesting is the apology video. He claimed it wasn't monetized, but it was monetized for the first 2 hours after its upload, the apology, and that became more viral than the actual hanging incident. And actually, after checking his Social Blade statistics, his views and subscriber count have gone up. He's gained more support from apologizing, and you can't help but think maybe his intention for uploading it is because he knew that by making an apology video, he could have potentially gained this support that he's now getting, because although he's getting shit from the media and news outlets, on YouTube he's just as strong as he was. He's more strong now. He's making more money now. He's getting more views, more subscribers. He is getting more defense, and I can't help but feel like by filming that gave him an opportunity to make himself even stronger. That's just my opinion, though. I know that's a skeptical one, but what do you guys think?
Well, you just ignored what I said about how the video got flagged. A guy at YouTube saw that it got flagged, and he decided not to take it down. Oh yeah, it was like, wasn't it trending?
Yeah, because
the actual video itself.
Yeah, like they had
number 10 on trending or something.
Yeah, I was gonna mention
the video where he vlogged and found the dead guy. It was on trend.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that earlier. The trending page is rigged for those of you that don't know. I think I mentioned this. Back in our first episode.
I know the trending page is rigged. It's not about like usually views or anything. It's just like someone at YouTube picks it and decides, okay, this is going to be trending. Matthew Santoro, this is going to be...
Matthew Santoro's garbage. But what do you think, Joe, out of that? I mean, there's a lot of criticism over monetization. Personally, I don't have too much of a problem with monetizing it. I get that it has suicide, and I get that it's an apology. I don't have a problem with someone... I think, kind of going off of your point from episode 1, Tarek, I don't have a problem with people wanting money on YouTube. But I do have a problem with capitalization. Tarek, did you by any chance see my Michael McCrudden rant that I uploaded recently?
Actually, before we started this podcast, I saw like 30 seconds of it.
I don't know if you saw, but I mentioned in one of my points capitalization was a massive criticism I gave towards him. because he capitalized completely off of the death of someone, and Logan Paul is no different. Just like, sure, I mean, this guy was a nobody who killed himself, right? But I mean, he put him in the fucking thumbnail. That's the one thing I can really get super pissed off about. And I feel like, and just before you make your next point, there's a lot of people saying, oh my god, he was laughing at the guy, he was making he was being obnoxious. That is Logan Paul, that's his character. Like, if you have the child audience and you just showed a guy hanging himself, ignore the fact that he shouldn't do that anyway. He's gonna have to keep his persona. He can't be known as the savior of suicide, because he isn't. So he's going to be one of those Logan Paul, the happy guy who makes a good vibe out of everything and makes everything seem positive, even though he's standing next to a guy who literally just hung himself hours ago. But all in all, I don't have a problem with him being obnoxious. That's just his character. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah, I see your point about that being his character. And I don't have any problem with monetizing the video. I think if YouTube's your job, like, you can monetize it, even if it's an apology. I think Leafy monetized one of his apology videos about that video he did on the autistic kid that got him a ton of hate.
Sure, but I mean, you could you can make the argument for like
what I think is personally, like, morally and, like, fucked up is that if he knew that there was a body there and he went in and, like, you know, faked the reaction and everything. Not that if he just saw it and then decided to laugh.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of, like, mean to do that, but I don't really think it's that fucked up as to where if he knew there was a dead body and he still, like, recorded and made the whole story about it.
Yeah, it's controversial because I found it, the one thing I found awkward was the pacing of the video. It's kind of like he made a beginning, middle, and end of the video and sort of planned how.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it seemed really weird. I didn't like having to. He was making the audience wait to see a dead guy. He was making his child-based audience. He knows they're children. Otherwise, he wouldn't tell them in his Christmas songs, "Go and buy my new backpack." But he's just making them wait to see a dead guy, and he's putting the pacing specifically so that you get your adrenaline building. And that is what pisses me off. The way he edited the video and put the sad music in. He couldn't give a shit. He's probably looking at that dead body thinking, he might actually be surprised. He might be surprised, I don't know. But I think the main thing going through his head is, oh, this will make a good vlog. You know, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It did make a good vlog, and I actually think it was a perfectly fine video. Just, it was against YouTube's terms of service. I feel like if this wasn't against YouTube's terms of service, people wouldn't be freaking out as much, if that makes sense. Because people going against YouTube's terms of service like PewDiePie is what kind of caused certain things like adpocalypses and certain, you know, and so people have generally kind of learned to be very skeptical of when people go against those terms of services. But I think we've been kind of overshadowing Joe a little bit. What do you think about what we've just been saying?
I mean, I'm gonna say, like, I'm gonna be a devil's advocate here.
Asshole.
To say, like, he probably never thought that it was. I'm not gonna say that he meant to do, like, again, come across his body, because I mean, I'm again assuming he's a good person. Like, not
I think the video was rigged. It seemed fixed.
I think, look, you don't just walk into the suicide forest, say, hey, we're just going to camp in this haunted forest where...
They made a video, or not a video, there was an actual horror movie about that suicide forest. I think my stepdad was watching it a few days ago, and I saw a bit of it.
Is it The Ring?
People go to that forest specifically to kill themselves, and everyone knows that's the purpose of the forest. So I think he was expecting to find a dead guy there. Maybe he didn't know it would be that dead guy specifically, but he was definitely, like, expecting to find the dead guy. And sorry, Joe, keep going.
I feel like
like, yeah, of course, I'm not really, like, educated on the entire thing to, like, prior to this, and hearing what you guys are, like, saying, I mean, definitely it's a very, very bad situation for, like, Logan Paul, and not only that, for, like, YouTube itself, because basically, for example, when PewDiePie said the N-word, like, all the advertisers, you see, for outside people, PewDiePie was YouTube.
Yeah.
And as well, Logan Paul, he can be seen, from my head, he's the fourth, like, most paid YouTuber. And I feel like companies, like the Coca-Cola company is going to see this and be like, what? our ads is running on like some suicide video or something, and it's definitely gonna start like another adpocalypse. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I actually, I'd agree with you usually. I'd agree if it was like, for example, a PewDiePie situation, but somehow, with what's happened in recent events and the media outlets that are picking up on it, and you can check the statistics as well, Logan Paul's been making more money.
Check the statistics.
Check the statistics. But it's a matter of...
Sorry, that was cringe.
It's fine. It's a good reference. Good.
You know Wolfie's song, Check the Statistic?
Oh, fuck him.
nope.
Wolfie raps.
Fuck that sellout. Anyway, the Clout Gang I hate Clout Gang. I'm sorry. If I hate Team 10, I hate Clout Gang even more. But... boom, boom, boom. Okay, the point I was initially trying to make there was that you can check the statistics. Yep, that's a good meme. And you can see he's making more money, and there's more attention being brought to the subject and more media outlet. I feel like, once again, and this is going to be me saying 2K17, world is different. It is kind of different. I feel like people won't react as badly. But then again, I'm saying that when people react badly to transgender shit. So it's one of those weird issues where I can't quite say if... Because this is the only time, from what I know, that Logan Paul's really fucked up. You know, like he's been a dick. It's been, you know, proven multiple times. But, you know, Jake has been proven to have done shady shit before, and nothing's really happened to him. I think Logan Paul exposing a guy who hung himself isn't as bad as, let's just say, Jake Paul beating up Mexicans and being racist on a routinely basis. I think Jake Paul, what he's done overall in the grand scheme of things is worse, but he's still growing. Logan Paul does this one mistake, one fuck up, and even then, we could be completely wrong about all of the critical shit we're giving him right now. He could have literally stumbled upon that, forgotten to edit it out, and been very irresponsible, and maybe we're not giving him that credit. By the way, we're being non-biased, we're just talking about possibilities. But something that I have, but it is kind of coincidental that Logan Paul, being the bigger YouTuber, kind of fucks up once, and now all the media's on it. So I don't really know what else to make of this whole situation besides he fucked up. We need to move on. I feel like Logan Paul showing a dead body isn't the worst thing that could have happened to YouTube.
What? So you have a point that we need to move on, but I think, and I'm pretty pissed off how like the Pauls can get away with it, because PewDiePie, whenever he said nigger as a joke, and then there was the whole adpocalypse, and then now Logan Paul is literally recording a dead person, but then there's no we don't know if there's going to be an adpocalypse, but I personally don't think so. And they didn't even include PewDiePie on YouTube Rewind, and then they put Jake Paul and Logan Paul, which is fair, but they should put PewDiePie. He's still the biggest YouTuber. Yeah. Anyways, I just feel like YouTube is biased specifically towards the Paul brothers, and I'm pretty pissed off that they're not gonna have any consequences. Like, I see if people do something fucked up, they make a mistake, yeah, I understand, but there's normally consequences, and people learn from the consequences and learn from their mistakes.
Of course, but you do need to consider these guys are like TV stars. These guys are like fake Hollywood people who migrated from Vine. It's almost as if YouTube, I feel like YouTube, and this might be a competitive thing, I think part of their emphasis on the Viners and the promotion of the Viners is literally to destroy Twitter in competition. Because once Vine died out, it was YouTube is now dominant. YouTube's fucking winning. No one really uses Vimeo anymore. No one really uses Wattpad. Wattpad's the writing one. You know what I'm talking about, though. The Daily Motion. Yeah. No one uses... That means YouTube basically has a monopoly. Or Google has a monopoly in that case of the online video streaming market. And they also have YouTube Red and YouTube TV. You can see they're putting an emphasis on personalities. Vine was about personalities, not real content. It was about those people, and because in those 6 seconds you learn about the people and their style rather than what content they actually make. So it literally is YouTube just trying to steal personalities from Vine and ingrain them in YouTube so that people don't remember that Twitter is a competitor. And I feel like that's the primary reason for why they're putting such an emphasis on them.
A fair point, I understand.
Yeah.
Anyway. I still believe, I'm still pissed off that, they're about the lack of consequences for them, but I can understand.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'll let Joe make a point just in case he hasn't spoken enough.
Yeah, Joe's been pretty quiet. I think we've been overshadowing.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't find a good point to kind of.
Are you playing music?
Give me a second.
This is the second time this has happened. Like right at the end, people start playing music. Last time it was Vengeon and you, and
How was it me?
because last time you started playing, am I going to get you some treats? I'll give you some treats.
That was me.
Yeah, I know that's.
I was just imitating that kid.
Well, fuck you, Tar. But yeah, I mean, on
Anyways, like,
fucking hell.
again, I'm gonna assume that this is all just because he didn't think, oh, this could be like this is a problem. I shouldn't be doing this. I feel like he's just again. This is all assuming like he is as dumb as a stump and didn't understand. Hey, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. But I definitely, again, I'm gonna assume the best situation. He's just dumb as a stump. He didn't understand like that he shouldn't have been doing this, and to say that he expected to come across body, that's pretty messed up. But I could see why people would think that.
Yeah.
What I try to think is that he just went into the suicide forest because it was spooky. Because I don't know.
It's fine.
And maybe he, again, dumb as a stump, probably didn't think that he'd come across an actual body in the suicide forest. And he just uploaded it because he's like, to say whether he did this just to get money, possibly, that's the most likely situation. Because I find it hard to believe, like, no one from point A, from it being filmed, to point B, it going on YouTube, no one, like, ever said a thing about, like, hey, maybe you shouldn't be doing this because this could ruin you, this could ruin your platform.
Yeah.
That's just what I think.
That's a good point. Anyway, we're running past the 20-minute mark because that's usually how we do our episodes generally. So, thank you so much for joining us today, Joey boy. And
It's my pleasure.
And hopefully you can get a channel or just join us, and technically Addicted becomes your channel, your home, your real life, everything you know and love. Throw it behind. Get fucking addicted. And click subscribe. That is a good slogan. I'm not gonna lie. That's a pretty good.
But yeah, guys, always subscribe. Subscribe and like this video.
Like this video, and
if you guys like this video, I'll give you a plasma rifle from Fallout New Vegas.
I'll give Jake Paul's fans acid and say that it's a dab pill, and just fucking watch them all trip and die.
Wow.
Okay, that was a bit dark. Anyway, guys, I'll end it there before I get a copyright strike and I lose my sponsorship and ads. So, have a good one, guys. Peace.
My scheme ain't that difficult. Give me some views. Media, what you tryna do? Cause I ain't got a clue. Don't make me kill myself too. Cause I'm hungrier than you. I just wanna get some views, but why are you stopping me, dude?